Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. As most of you know, I'm a news junkie. So I've been watching the back and forth about the so-called fiscal cliff with quite a bit of interest. Now all the pundits are saying that there's going to be a need for compromise and that Obama is going to have to meet the Republicans in the middle. No, he doesn't. The Republicans need to meet him there. The middle is where the American people are, and the Republicans are nowhere near it. The idea that raising tax rates on the top 2% of the American people is too much is absolutely ridiculous. It's a piddling amount that won't go anywhere near far enough to fixing our problems, and certainly won't be noticed by them. But if you listen to the Republicans, you'd think we were going to turn them all into paupers. One thing that can be said for certain is that tax rates for the rich do not pay for themselves, do not create growth, and do not create jobs. Even people who didn't vote for Obama don't see any problem with raising tax rates for the rich. Now, it's a fact that Medicare and Social Security do need fixing. But since they are not part of our current debt and deficit, nothing that we do would have any effect on it. So they should not be part of these talks. They should be dealt with separately. And we can fix the Social Security problem just by lifting the cap on Social Security taxes and preserve it for another 100 years. So that's a pretty simple fix. If we're going to deal with our debt and deficit, we need to deal with the stuff that's part of it. So taxes on the wealthiest Americans should be raised a lot higher than what anybody is thinking about nowadays with these discussions. We should end corporate welfare. I'm all in favor of generous subsidies for startups, new businesses, but we've got way too many of the Fortune 500 companies sucking at the government's tit. We should end tax-exempt status for churches. Churches are businesses. They should be taxed like businesses. And as far as spending cuts go, we should start with the military. First of all, we should get out of Afghanistan a lot faster. We can save a lot of money that way. Second, we can cut the numbers of our overseas military bases in half through consolidation. And the military should not be forced to buy weapons it doesn't want just because they're made in some congressman's district. The Department of Homeland Security is also ripe for cuts. It is as bloated as a sumo wrestler in an anorexia clinic, and there's just a tremendous amount of fat. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, we should cut Congress's pay in half and eliminate their pensions. They should also have to buy health insurance on the open market that they love so much. Now, one thing we should do is evaluate all government spending programs for their effectiveness. Those that work can be kept, those that don't, eliminated. For example, Planned Parenthood meets the health care needs of millions of Americans. It's a program that works very well. We should increase funding there. Abstinence education does nothing to prevent kids from having sex or getting pregnant. We should withdraw all support from that. If churches want to teach that, they can spend their own money. And look, I'm going to admit there's a lot of stuff I don't know about. I'm not exactly a financial wizard, as my own bank account reminds me every day. But everything I've mentioned is part of our current deficit and debt. The GOP insistence on including Social Security in debt talks reflects their ideology, not any serious intent to reduce the debt. Every proposal they make is based on ideology and would increase our debt, not reduce it. And that's stupid. And you can't compromise with stupid. You can't meet stupid in the middle. When you do that, you just get dumb. Thanks for listening.